Hold on, we got to talk to you, so you can't take a walk over here. Here, come here. Did you just grab the leaf blower, or did you grab her arm?
I have no idea. I was so annoyed, and I grabbed her arm.
You can't do that.
Okay, I can't do it.
You don't have the legal authority to go to somebody's house to do that. Let us do our job.
Incident overview date, September 27. Location, suburban residential neighborhood, United States. Event, neighbor dispute escalates to criminal trespass and aggravated battery.
Let me talk to you real quick. You want to get there?
That they won't allow me to do.
What's that? Hey, ma'am, come here. Hold on, we got to talk to you, so you can't take a walk over here. Here, come here. Ma'am, I'm talking to you. Come here. I'm telling you, just sit tight here for a second, okay? Can you tell me what's going on? Why we're here?
Because they're provoking me, that's why.
What does that mean? What does provoking mean? Hold on. Whoa.
They want to make me the bad guy.
I'm talking to you, and you are not free to leave, okay? So you can't walk away from me when I'm trying to investigate if a crime occurred.
At my house,
no,
please?
we are here right now. So you chose to walk over here.
Mm-hmm.
I am now addressing you out here, okay?
Okay, fine.
So can you tell me what happened right now?
Yes. Last Sunday, between 4:30 and 5:30, they were making this obnoxious noise. As you can see, my deck is straight earshot.
Where do you live?
I live right there.
What number? What house number?
56.
So 56, and they live over here, so a couple hundred feet away?
I guess. I don't know.
Sure. Okay. So what happened on Sunday?
I came over and told them that there were some rules in the association about making that noise. They said, you're new here, you don't know what you're talking about, we've been here 30 years. Basically, they could do whatever they wanted. They continued.
Okay.
Even with my windows closed, I could hear that obnoxious machine.
Sure.
Okay?
And this is all on Sunday.
Sunday night.
Okay.
Right. Dinner time. Can't be out on the deck.
Okay.
Continued all day Monday, even as late as 7 o'clock. Part of the day Tuesday. On Tuesday, we had a board meeting. I spoke to the president of our board, told him about this.
Mm-hmm.
I asked him, what could I do on a Sunday evening like that? He said, call the police. Well, that was not something I wanted to do, okay? So when they started up again, Sunday at 5, now does that sound like they were intentionally trying to aggravate me? I think so. I came over to talk to her. She wouldn't turn off the machine.
Let's slow down. So what do you mean when you came over, you talked to her?
She was on her deck,
Okay.
making noise.
Where did you go?
On this side of the deck fence.
Okay.
I said, can you turn that off? Can
Well,
I
hold
talk
on.
to you?
Did you go inside her house?
No, not at that point. I was
Okay.
trying to talk to her.
So you were talking essentially outside where we were originally.
Correct.
Okay. And then what happened after
She
that?
wouldn't turn off the machine.
Okay.
She completely ignored me, pretended I wasn't there.
Okay.
I went onto the deck. I tried to grab the machine.
What do you mean you
don't-
went onto the deck? How did you get into the deck?
There's an opening right in front of those.
So there's a door to the unit?
No. There's. How you ask your companion how he got on the deck. There's a gate in front of the door to the house. Okay? There's a gate onto the deck. I went onto the deck. I tried to grab the machine to get her to stop and listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
She started yelling, don't touch me, don't touch me.
Mm-hmm.
Their dog was barking at the door. The inside door was open. I knock, knock, knock. There was somebody sitting in there. She saw me. I knock, knock, knock again. She ignored me. I opened the door. I don't remember if I walked in. I said, can I talk to you? Something like that. And then she started screaming at me. So I came out and I called you folks. And I went over there to tell them, I'm so upset. I went over there to tell them that the president of the association told me I should call the police, and I did not want to do that. Okay? That's why I went over there. But here we are anyway.
When you're grabbing the leaf blower, did you just grab the leaf blower or did you grab her arm?
I had no idea. I was so annoyed and aggravated.
So you were grabbing something.
I was trying to get her
Do you
to
remember
stop
if
and
you
listen.
grabbed anything, though? Like, did you physically hang on to
I
something?
touched something. I didn't.
So you did grasp at something, is what you're saying. You grabbed something.
I tried to. I don't think I actually grabbed anything,
Okay.
no.
Do you
I
remember
don't know.
grabbing her arm at all
do
to
not.
prevent her from trying to blow the leaf blower?
She was pointing it at me, so I may have done that. She was starting to point it at
Okay.
me.
Well, there is a mark on her arm.
Okay, then I guess I grabbed
So you grabbed her arm. Okay.
with my
The
broken
big
finger.
the big issue we have here is, number one, why would you go into somebody's home and confront them like that? And number
because
two,
I wasn't thinking straight.
and number
okay?
two, do you think it is all right to grab somebody in their own home on her deck like that?
As I said, I wasn't thinking straight.
I'm just asking. Do you think that's okay?
I think if somebody's ignoring me,
Hold, no. Do you think it's
I
okay?
did not go over there with
Okay.
the intention of grabbing her.
But you came over there to confront her about the leaf
No,
blowing. You
I
didn't.
I went over to tell them I didn't want to call the police.
Okay. And then what happened? But you said after
wouldn't
she
even
ignored you.
stop and listen to me.
But then you went onto her deck, onto her private
Yes,
property.
I did.
So does that make that okay? Where are we going?
No, I
Where are we
need a
going?
drink of water.
We aren't going anywhere. I am stopping to talk to you, and I said you cannot leave because we are past the point here right now.
I confess. I went up on her deck. I tried to grab something to get her to stop making noise and listen to me. If I grabbed her arm, I grabbed her arm.
You can't do that.
Okay, I can't do it.
You absolutely cannot do that.
Fine. I agree. I can't do it.
Absolutely. Do you have your driver's license on you?
No, I don't.
Okay. I'm going to need your basic information. Okay? 95? Let me get her info first, okay? So I did have
Can
a
I get a drink
conversation.
of water?
Not right now. How do you spell your last name? After talking to her, she did admit to going onto her property and attempting to stop her. She did say that she grabbed onto something, and she did acknowledge that she obviously entered her property without that consent. So you do understand that you can't do that regardless, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you committed a battery, okay?
And criminal trespass.
And criminal trespass. You cannot grab somebody.
Okay, fine.
And you can't
I got
touch
it.
anybody.
I got it.
You do got that, okay.
Put your hands behind your
Turn your hands behind your back. You are under arrest, okay?
For heaven's sakes.
We are past this point, ma'am, okay?
Well, they must be loving this.
Okay.
Let's
walk over here.
Just a moment. My husband
Where
has...
is he home? Okay, is he home?
He is home.
You won't be gone very long regardless, because you're going to have to come back. You're not being held in jail, okay? You're going to get your charges, your documentation, and then you're going to go to your court date.
I can walk better if you're both not holding me.
That's fine. I'm just guiding you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'm glad to see you're making light of all this, especially when we're trying to reiterate what you did is obviously not okay. You should call 911 regardless of what's going on. You aren't the police. You don't have the legal authority to go to somebody's house to do that. Let us do our job.
Well, I told you my intention.
Well, your intention and where you're at is different, so we'll go walk over here.
Parties responding officers detained a homeowner who entered her neighbor's private gated deck without consent, grabbed the neighbor by the arm, causing visible injury, and opened the interior door of the residence. Legal issue 1. Investigative detention, Terry v. Ohio, 392 U.S. 11968. Officers may briefly detain a person based on reasonable, articulable suspicion that a crime has occurred. A victim with visible arm injuries is sufficient to establish that suspicion. Legal issue 2, criminal trespass elements. 1, intentional entry onto another person's property. 2, without consent. A gated residential deck is enclosed private property. Crossing that gate without invitation satisfies both elements. Opening a closed interior door compounds the offense. Legal issue 3, battery. Battery, intentional, harmful, or offensive physical contact with another person without consent. Aggravated battery. Battery resulting in bodily injury. Visible marks on the victim's arm satisfy the bodily injury threshold in most U.S. jurisdictions. Legal issue 4, self-help doctrine. Private citizens have no legal authority to enforce HOA rules, noise ordinances, or civil grievances through trespass, confrontation, or physical contact. Self-help that constitutes criminal conduct creates independent criminal liability regardless of the underlying grievance. Legal issue 5, Miranda threshold, Berkemer vs. McCarty, 468 U.S. 4201984. Miranda warnings are required only when a person is in formal custody and subject to interrogation. A Terry stop does not automatically trigger Miranda. Voluntary admissions during investigative detention are generally admissible. Legal issue 6, reasonableness of arrest force. Graham versus Connor, 490 U.S. 386-1989. Force during arrest is judged from the perspective of a reasonable officer on the scene. Verbal commands followed by handcuffing of a compliant subject is objectively reasonable under this standard. Trespass, how it was established on camera. Subject voluntarily admitted entering the gated deck without permission. Subject admitted opening the closed interior door without consent. No invitation was given at any point. Criminal trespass was confirmed by the subject's own account. Battery, how it was established on camera. Officer confirmed visible marks on the victim's arm before questioning the subject about contact. Physical evidence preceded the admission. Subject then acknowledged grabbing the victim's arm. Physical evidence combined with voluntary admission satisfies all elements of aggravated battery. Key evidence: full voluntary confession. Subject stated on camera, "I confess. I went up on her deck. I tried to grab something. If I grabbed her arm, I grabbed her arm." This constitutes a complete voluntary on-camera confession to all elements of both charges filed. Charges filed: aggravated battery, intentional physical contact resulting in visible bodily injury without consent, criminal trespass, entry onto a private enclosed residential property without consent of the owner. Both charges supported by physical evidence and a voluntary admission prior to formal arrest. Lesson 1. Use proper legal channels. The subject was explicitly advised by her own HOA board president to contact law enforcement. She declined. That refusal led directly to her own arrest. When a civil dispute involves noise or property violations, the correct remedy is law enforcement, civil court, or the HOA process. Lesson 2. Physical contact is criminal regardless of provocation. Touching another person without consent constitutes battery even when responding to perceived provocation. Noise, dismissiveness, and frustration are not legal defenses to battery. Visible injury from that contact elevates the charge from simple battery to aggravated battery. Lesson 3. Investigative technique determines case strength. The officer used a patient, non-confrontational interview approach that produced a full voluntary confession. No coercion, no deception. The subject admitted every element of both charges in sequence. Skilled investigative questioning is often more effective than immediate arrest. Lesson 4. Miranda, timing and investigative detentions. The subject was told she was not free to leave and then questioned for approximately 6 minutes before formal arrest. In jurisdictions applying a broad custody standard, this creates a suppression risk. Best practice issue: Miranda advisement, immediately after declaring a person is not free to leave. Closing analysis. This incident illustrates 3 converging principles. First, civil grievances must be resolved through legal channels, not self-help. Second, entering private property and touching another person without consent is criminal conduct regardless of intent. Third, voluntary confession on camera remains the most durable form of evidence in a criminal prosecution.